Not much is known about the sharp-featured androgynous figure come to Barovia in a high-coloured violet coat with closely shorn hair. Rowan Damnalik makes himself of use to the nobles they travel with, entertaining with a classic tune and his high ethereal voice, not to mention a good bit of gossip with the ladies of the court. Rowan may well imitate the aloof manner of a courtier, but just beneath a practiced facade of calm rages a great anger. And there's something else about them too, something unsettling, ancient, and cold.
Father Esquivel is an ordained priest, sent far from home on missionary work. Though his vestments are threadbare, his hygiene limited, and his ecclesiastical knowledge a bit lacking, he is empathetic and friendly enough. He's on the younger side for a priest, but whatever his life before the cloth, it must weigh on him heavily, for physically he seems aged well beyond his years. He claims to be happy in company and sharing the difficulties of the road, but you might get the sense his smile is feigned.
Even while petting her ornery pet Pekingese Monto, Lady Lan never smiles. A severe Chinese lady dressed in elaborate silks and other finery, Lady Lan never seems to have a hair or jewel out of place. Despite having traveled many months through the deserts of the Silk Road and faced all manner of challenges, you will never see her with a smudge in her makeup. And yet, anyone who spends enough time with her will notice an anger glimmering behind this otherwise impenetrable exterior. Something must give.
Eric von Eggenberg is a pale young boy, his skin almost translucent in the dim light. His eyes, the color of a stormy sea, hold a lifetime of unspoken sorrows, fixed upon the arabesques of the moldering wallpaper, seeking patterns that do not exist. His hair, a messy jet black patch, appears to be thinning. He moves with the jerky grace of a puppet, his limbs seemingly not entirely his own. Clutched firmly in his hand is a ruby brooch, a glimmer of hope in a life filled with darkness. Whispers follow him, telling of a noble lineage abandoned, a sinister apprenticeship, and a mysterious benefactor offering salvation in a distant land. There is an unsettling aura that surrounds him, a disquiet that hints at secrets best left undisturbed.
Color and joy and defiant vibrance in their lives. So that's, I guess, that did resonate with me.
That's very nice, and I think it's especially good because while you were talking, I saw the comment that says, the voice changer on this is funny / insane.
Alright, I 1000% have to go back and watch that. I think that should be our first TikTok.
Okay. Well,
Happy Pride, everybody!
The devil came to celebrate Pride. And
special word from Satan. I took on this Pride. Here's Satan for the Umbrella Corporation for Pride.
It is funny that I
can't spell Pride Month without demon.
Oh,
that's true.
I was like tearing up. You're like, and I just want to say,
they tell all the people out there. They're scared of your vibrancy.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, that's right.
Amazing. A truly beautiful sentiment. But, like, what an amazing way to unfold it. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Incredible.
I'll remember next time. It's been a little while. I had a long checklist.
It was like 20 minutes. At least.
Thank you, Garrett. Thank you who pointed that out.
I'm hurting.
It's all right, let's take it from the top.
Oh, I'm in pain.
The behind my ears hurts. You're laughing a lot.
Oh, my whole core. God damn, I'm sweating now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Happy Pride.
It's too good.
Well, imagine if anyone is able to go back and use a unvoiced scrambler. It really was a nice conversation. Okay, so here's what's happened so far. This group, and I'm Eugene. That's that wasn't heard. Eric, a little boy from Vienna, came here with some purpose, borne by a carriage with his last few coins. Seems to be having some sort of medical issue. Lady Lan, escaping something and braving the rugged Silk Road travel to get all the way to Barovia, only to find herself stuck here. Rowan Domnaluk, accompanying a excursion of nobles who needed a guide and then found themselves slain by wolves or worse. And
So sad.
father, quote, father, unquote, Esquivel, a former priest in the sense that people formerly believed him to be a priest, who ended up in Barovia supposedly on a mission. You've all ended up here for different reasons, but you are all equally stuck. And currently you find yourselves stuck in Valaki, the largest city in Barovia. Well, a hamlet by the standards of the larger European cities, but in Barovia, imposing and, most importantly, somewhat safe from Strahd, who rules this land with an iron fist, an ageless vampire, observing everything from Castle Ravenloft on high.
Boo.
Boo. Boo to this man. Strahd has visited you once, at least that you know of, and made his presence felt, but here in Valaki they have their own problems. There is the burgomaster, Vargas Vlakovic, who imposes a strict regime of enforced mirth and gaiety upon the town. There is Lady Wachter, who you just met with, who seems to have a sympathy, or at least a less contentious relationship with Strahd, but some concern for the well-being of her town under Vargas Vlakovic's watch, and asked for you, and you agreed, to kill the captain of the guard, Isaac Strasny, in order to allow her to unseat Vlakovic. There's also the community of Vistani, who you agreed to aid with recovering Arabelle, a young girl who has gone missing and the niece of Madame Ava, who gave you a reading which supposedly may lead you to some way to get yourselves out of Barovia, and in doing so, free Barovia from the grip of Strahd, or at least of the mists themselves. There's also various problems that you've tackled or agreed to resolve here in Vallaki, but most imminently, as you came back from Lady Wachters to the Blue Water Inn, to your hosts Erwin and Danica Mardukov, you find that it's been ransacked by Isaac Strasny, who was there looking for your companion, Irina Kolyanova, who you escorted here to Vallaki to keep her safe from Strahd. So, that is where the evening finds you. Strasny has apparently just left, done a number on your rooms. Couldn't find Irina ultimately because she's hiding in the church, which is hallowed ground, thanks to your restoration of the bones of Saint Andrel. And you're unsure of what to do next. The only thing you know for certain is that the following morning you have arranged to meet the guide, Zoldar, at the west gate, the Tsarevich gate, in order to make your way to Hartlieb's Tower, where you're following up on a lead about the missing Vistana girl, thanks to a tip given to you by Viktor Valakovich, Vargas Valakovich's son.
Oh, we're being raided, Eugene.
Oh, welcome Raiders. You missed an exciting moment.
You have to go back.
We fixed it though.
We did fix it. So, what do you want to do with the rest of your evening, if anything?
I feel like we should try to help, the innkeepers straighten up the place.
Oh, you got to bless you for your
can.
sneeze, Nick.
You're blessed.
Oh.
So he has the effects of the bless spell
Add a
now.
d4.
Sure.
Yes, you've been blessed. Yeah, 1d4.
Yeah. Thank you.
Rowan was saying.
Yeah, Rowan's gonna offer to help the innkeepers, like, clean stuff up and...
Yeah, the extraordinary tax we've been asked to pay has left us in an uncomfortable financial position. Danica says to you, not that that's something that you can solve or that we'd expect you to, but if you can help to clean up, at least I can go comfort the children.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I feel like, we're sort of partially responsible for, that monster coming here.
No. It's... Believe me, he was going to do this one time, sooner or later anyway.
What
it
is
was
this
bound to happen.
tax?
They look at a small box on a table in the kitchen that appears to have been smashed open. It's just money. We'll make it back. Danica elbows him and says, "Not if you keep giving people rooms for free." Speaking of which, and they turn as Rictavio enters the tavern room, gives a curt nod, and sort of is taken aback by the state of...
Is he wearing his hat?
He's wearing his hat. Taken aback by the state of the dining room as they inform him of what happened.
We're trying to clean up. Would you like to give us a hand, Rictavio?
I'm, much too... so tired.
Oh, you're so tired.
You look tired. Yeah, you should hang up your hat and, kick up your feet.
I've been setting up the carnival, so unfortunately I must retire.
Lady Lon sort of, stands on the staircase and goes, "No, I think you should assist."
That seems like a good idea to help.
There we go.
I'll grab a broom, dustpan, and he
Yes, very good.
In the meantime, before going upstairs, Danica comes up to you, Father Esquivel, and says, "Father, I was wondering if..." And she holds a finger up to her nose and then catches herself doing it. "I was wondering if you'd like to indulge in a hot bath this evening, to soothe you from your room's disarray."
Certainly. I kind of want to roll insight.
I think she's coming on to you.
That's a 17 on the insight. Like, I want to know.
She's like, "I couldn't help but
Is
notice
this-
your non-flaky earwax."
She...
This is coming from I want to know to what degree specifically am I a problem, and not, whether this is just an offer that would have been made to anybody in the party. Like, have things got so bad that I need to be addressing them.
She seems to think you smell bad.
Right. Yes, that would be just wonderful. Is there somewhere where I could have undisturbed privacy? The vows that I took require me to be very circumspect about privacy.
Oh, yes, of course. In the kitchen, once we finish cleaning up there, I can set up the bath, and nobody will, until the very early morning when Erwin starts to bake, no one will bother you there.
Oh, well, I wasn't planning on spending the whole night there. Just a few minutes would be...
Yeah, you get quite pruny.
Yeah, I don't... And
Maybe
I
more than a couple
certainly
of minutes, though.
don't want to get pruny.
No. We would hate for you to get
But
pruny.
is there a door on the kitchen? I don't see a... I just want to be very sure no one can come in. Is there any way that I could bring it up to my room? Bring the tub up to my room?
And I will bring successive pots of water up to your room with the boiling hot water up the stairs.
Hold on.
I think I can probably get like a blanket and hang it in the doorway and give you some privacy there.
I think I might be able to heat my... Is the tub metal?
No. It's wood with why are we...
I thought I could heat the water myself, but I guess I see what you're saying.
It's more the volume of the water that we don't... The water is down here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Then the kitchen is...
I really don't think you need to be
Wonderful.
worried about...
No. I think we should build an irrigation system. An aqueduct.
Once we clean up, we can consider an aqueduct. The Romans left some wonderful masonry here since their time in the Carpathians.
That's lovely.
Don't say. I will
History.
have to take an opportunity to familiarize myself with
those ruins. I don't think so.
Is there?
Let's think about the bath. Just stay focused.
Yeah, you should think about that in the bath.
I certainly gather that I have a lot to consider. I suppose that I will be taking that bath now. Thank you very much.
After we're done cleaning.
No, of course, but you know.
I didn't
but
really
in
think
the
this conversation would be so difficult. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I have a lot to worry about in those sorts
I'm
of.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. No problem.
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
It's my fault. I worry over much because of my
and I
vows as a
the vows
priest.
and a priest. Yes. Yes.
So
Ready?
we're on the same page. Yes, we're ready to move.
So, and after we finish the cleaning.
Yes.
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 As long as I'm not getting in the way
Yes.
of the cleaning.
No, you're great. Oh, go so good.
Now, okay. Is anybody else doing anything else for the evening?
I'm trying to think. There's not really a situation where you could just like go off and be alone.
Go off.
Okay.
Go off.
Go
King.
off, girl.
I say I'm gonna go help, but then I go up in the room.
Okay.
Play with the stuffed wolf.
Just to hang out with it.
I don't like work.
That's true. Yeah. Well, considering you're just a boy, you're not really missed.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I go into my room to like clean my wound.
So everybody's like, I'll be right back to help.
Oh no, I help.
Rowan is.
There's just Rowan with a broom going.
I mean, Lady Lon cleans as much as Lady Lon cleans. You know what I mean?
No.
She's not like she's the kind of
She's
person
above it.
who's like she's not bending down and like sweeping broken glass off
I
the
see
floor.
what you mean.
She's like folding the napkins.
I see. Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
The heavy work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But what she is doing is making sure that Rictavio does not miss anything on the floor.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
pointing out to him all the things that he's not picking
That's
up.
good. He's like, yes,
I love it.
so good to have such helpful supervision. Thank you. I would have missed that one. Yes.
But then I go up and try to kind of clean my wound a little bit as much as I can.
Very well. So, shall we assume that after cleaning up, y'all go to bed? Father Esquivel
I take a
takes a bath.
bath.
Okay.
Let's see the bath scene.
It's steamy.
It's just you.
Yeah.
The
Look, I don't know any other way to do it.
the camera pans across a painting on the wall, faded, dusty. The bar has a few cups still left on it. We get to the doorway of the kitchen and pan just across it, and off in the corner you can see, you hear an and a pair of feet get placed one by one on the wooden edge of a soaking tub.
There you go.
And then you hear and some bubbles.
And there's like a musical
Float.
sting, like the sleep and the lights, it's fading out.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
And as that relaxing tableau is happening, Lady Lon, you are having a awful nightmare. You are back on the dusty trail somewhere. You know you're somewhere in Inner Mongolia, and the caravan stops all of a sudden, or the caravan.
Caravan.
The caravan stops. You hear the driver get off and begin to have a conversation, and all of a sudden it stops. You sit there for what seems like hours, wondering what's going on. You call out to the driver. He doesn't answer. And you, expecting to step out, first pull the curtain, and you see his face staring back at you. Not Strahd, your former husband. Eric, you too have a nightmare. You're tossing and turning, and in the nightmare, your stuffed wolves are...
I have one now.
Your stuffed wolf, yes, the other one. That's true. Your stuffed wolf
Tariffs, you know.
is alive and playing kind of joyfully with you in the woods. You don't notice as the time changes from kind of pleasant early evening to the dead of night. It's dark out, and as you look up to observe the shift in lighting, the wolf is gone all of a sudden. You take a few steps in the direction you thought you heard him go, and still, you don't see him there.
Oh no.
A few more steps, and now you're running in every direction, looking for him, crying out, whistling, and your foot catches something. You look down. It's his body, but dismembered. The legs, arms, and head all splayed out as though in an anatomical drawing. And you see a figure, a long-haired figure, standing with her back to you, slightly ahead of you in the woods. She looks like she might be hurt too, and you're worried. You realize that it's your mother.
Yeah.
You step over the wolf's body and take a couple steps toward her, and you ask, "Mom?" No response. You take another couple steps and put your hand on her shoulder, and she begins to turn, and you realize it is your mom. And then you see her face, a hideous, graying, blackish, pustule-covered, sharp-toothed, maniacal grin with blood-red eyes and stringy sea moss for hair. And then you wake up, and you both wake up really starving. Lady Lon and Eric. And
Is it morning yet?
it's morning. You sleep through the whole night. What you could really use is like a steak.
Oh. Yeah.
Wait,
But-
is he bit too?
Yeah.
He is? I thought I was the only one.
No, both of you guys got bit.
Oh.
A steak, and not a cooked one. Like something about just biting into a nice hunk of raw meat sounds
Oh boy.
more than appealing to you. Kind of like a necessity. But you're actions are still your own.
Right. I want to know. I mean, I guess I want to know what's for breakfast. No.
Well, you head down, and I think Father Esquivel and Rowan are probably already down there, actually. You guys didn't... You were waking and going back to sleep all night, so it took a little longer to kind of finally get what little rest you could under these circumstances, remembering that you did have to wake up rather early to meet with Soldar. Now, Rowan and Father Esquivel, you'd been told when you first woke up that Danica remembered that someone had come by the night before and dropped off 2 jars. The woman who owns the augury. She said you would need them to retrieve something for her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, what
You
is
were
it?
getting an herb, a rare herb from Kresk.
That's right.
All right. Yes.
And what you'd also been told is that very early in the morning, when Erwin first got up, a man, the same man, Danica whispers, that had dropped off your invitation to Lady Walker's house, who she believes to be one of Lady Walker's servants, is waiting for you at the southern window.
Oh.
He is a cloaked individual. You recognize him from Walker House, from the night before. It's Ernst, the sort of
The guy behind the fireplace?
the Buscemi-looking man behind the fireplace. And he is enjoying a breakfast of bread, egg, cured sausage, kind of stuffing himself.
Hello there.
He says,
Like, sit down at the table with him.
he chokes down a bite. Have you ever had coffee? Have you heard of this?
Yes.
I love... He's taking another huge bite. I love coffee. I've had it before, but they don't have it here. Oh, but it's so good.
Oh, where did you get it, if not?
Someone brought it years ago from somewhere in Vestani, I'm sure.
Just thinking about coffee this morning, or?
Well, it was a kind of a breakfast thing.
I see.
Takes another huge bite. It's this wonderful, wonderful drink. It makes you feel like... you know?
It does. Yeah.
You've had it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow. And you like it?
Yes. Well, did you come here to see us,
He's
or
now
is this
finished.
just where you?
He pulls the napkin out from his collar, wipes his hands off on his cloak. Yes, I'm here to inform you about the business that you have arranged with my mistress.
Has something changed?
No. I just have more detail, and I have he holds up a bag with a bottle of wine in it, and he says, this is the beverage, and this sack will carry the proof of completion of the task. Yes?
The head. The head or the arm?
Head.
Head.
Head. Yes. So I've been observing him for some days now. Strahd receives generally a delivery of a midday meal and a case carrying 2 bottles of wine a bit after noon in the town square, where he is shouting at people and mocking those who have been put in the stocks. Tereska,
lunch.
the Baron's cook, she brings it to him. Strahd then speaks with his informants and spies and other emissaries around town.
Where does this woman get the drink and the food and the...
From the burgomaster's house. His supply.
And as the folk preparing the food, do you think there's a way that we might be able to get to any of them? Sort of.
Yeah, maybe
make an arrangement.
Maybe we can get to the meat before,
We met
before you cook it.
We met the cook, right?
You know,
did meet the cook.
We met the
like we can have access to the raw meat.
I don't cook the meat.
Okay.
I was I don't know what you're thinking about, but
I'm just trying to figure out the particulars.
I was thinking maybe, this guy looks quite fearsome in a fight. I don't know what's going on with the whole arm business, but it looks quite frightening. If we could put something in his food.
Cassie's looking for a quick catch up. So first of all, the party has basically helped the Blue Water Inn proprietors clean up the manor after it was ransacked by Isaac Strahd. It's now the following morning. Some people have had terrible nightmares.
We're supposed
Father
to go
Esquivel's
kill.
had a bath. Yeah. They're supposed to go kill Isaac Strahd, but first they have a date with Soldar,
Who's our
which
guide?
they can choose to honor or not honor, who is their guide to Hartleib's Tower. And at the beginning of this session, we had a touching discussion about Pride Month, for which my voice sounded like a demon.
Yeah.
So a robotic demon from hell.
Basically, right-wing propaganda.
Basically.
Yes, yeah.
So cool. Anyhow.
Is this the America you want to live in?
Yeah, some guy.
They don't like your vibrancy.
Anyway.
Yeah, that stunk. So that's where we are.
But that's the least important thing.
That's the least
about
important
the
thing.
story.
But shout out to Judge Garrett for pointing that out.
Progressive knife. On
It's
Twitch.
morning.
Hey, don't dox.
It's breakfast. Some of us have been bitten.
The chat said you're the doxer.
Well, I guess that's true.
Well, to be fair, you gotta say our address.
That's yep.
Yeah.
112.
Boogie Woogie Avenue. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, really playing to the kids right now.
All right. So
A reference so old I don't even know what it's from.
yes, I'm not sure either. Okay, great.
I assumed that was like an organic hive mind moment.
No, that would have been
but-
amazing though.
No, that would have been very cool.
If we're all like, obviously, Boogie
Boogie
Woogie.
Woogie.
Avenue.
The most common street name in America.
Okay. Yes. So this is his daily habit. Now, his afternoon schedule is highly variable, but reliably. He will finish the first bottle by dusk, and then the second bottle shortly after, sitting down at one of his favorite haunts.
But he's supplied with both bottles simultaneously.
Yes.
And we have no way of determining which he ingests.
If you
first.
label one lunch,
No,
and
but-
one dinner, or
This-
dinner and supper.
Well, to be fair, this is a red dragon crush, and he points to the label and says it is more of a drier evening time affair than a more light and fruity lunch.
I like
type of
Orange
wine.
Crush myself.
Yes.
Grape.
I'm a fan of those
Yeah,
cigarettes.
Pinot Noir is more of an afternoon drink.
Oh, Campbell
Eric
Crush.
uses.
That's right. So, this is and he sort of is now wiping the sausage juice off the plate with his finger and sort of rubbing it on his lips and gums.
So if we wanted to try to get something into Strasny's food or his drink, do we even know if I mean he's quite a big fellow. Do we even know if poisons work on him as they do on others?
This
I've seen a horse die of poison before.
That's very interesting, and we will.
Wait, what form is Eric in right now? We didn't discuss.
At the Blue Water Inn, Eric is himself.
Except for,
Right?
Except for last time.
That's right. So I should stay that way. I'm
Always big. Now.
what's the guy? I'm Periwimpled up.
Okay.
Yeah.
The larger fellow.
So
is
it was
right.
harder to hide the fact that I wasn't helping
Yeah.
the cleanup.
Periwimple, I think, looks like Josh Fetterman. That's what I have.
John Fetterman.
John Fetterman. Yeah.
I'm like I was when you said Josh Fetterman, I immediately tried to picture John Fetterman's son.
No,
Joshy!
I conflated my Pennsylvania warmongers.
Josh.
So anyway,
Okay.
Shapiro.
Oh right.
So, yeah, you,
Wait, so is the wine presumably is already poisoned?
yes, he says the large fellow who looks like John Fetterman is,
The large ogre wearing basketball shorts and a hoodie.
is correct. This will be sufficient to bring down, or at least significantly weaken, Strasny. It will not kill him, but it will make him susceptible.
I think
Susceptible enough.
anything we can do to stack the deck in our favor, it's worth trying.
You will need it with him.
Oh boy.
Well,
I mean, if we're already trying to kill him, it's not like he's gonna get more pissed off at us for poisoning his wine.
That's right.
What have we got to lose?
we might not be able to get to this today
Yeah.
because we will be traveling.
We're pretty booked
but
up.
Tomorrow,
We'll circle
we'll
back.
see how we are when we get back. When that is.
We're gonna.
Also, I just
Put a
wanted to
pin
make
in
touch
clear,
base.
if
Yeah.
anybody asks you, hey, did that priest have forewarning and agree to participate in a plot to kill someone? Don't say yes, because that's not a good look for thing.
Not a good.
This
look.
is me
That's a
sewing
great
because we
phrase.
do not have zippers. This is me sewing my closed and throwing away the needle.
Wouldn't it be amazing if someday I could just and it's closed?
Or even better, if I could just go like this. And it would sort of.
Is that a button? Did you
It's-
just invent the button?
It's, I
Velcro?
was trying to do a crow pun. Velcro, you know. Something like that.
Tough to abstractly explain
I
Velcro
know.
quickly.
Tell me about it. So, Look, I'll finish my breakfast, he says as the plate is like so empty of any content.
He means the juice.
Yeah. But if you have any other concerns, you know where to find us.
Of course.
Where's the best place to get some poison?
The wine is already poisoned.
Oh, right.
This
Sorry.
wine that I give you here.
Yes, thank you.
And it's his favorite. And for what it's worth, it is the one he tends to drink in the evening.
Also,
Yeah,
for
we
what
wanna
it's
give him a
worth,
good
Lady
day.
Lan always has some poison.
Amazing. Good to know. For future
And
reference.
you remember when you visited the augury, hinted that there was some poison there for sale.
Nice.
Right. I think we're like mostly out of the. I think most purchases are out of our league at this point, though.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
What gold do I actually have?
Danica
I still
comes
have
out of the
25
kitchen.
gold minus 11 copper.
Danica brushes a strand of hair out of her face. She's clearly been up thinking about the events last night and what to do about the savings, etc. You're off rather early this morning. Can I fix you pack a breakfast to take with you?
Yeah, you can fix me. Oh, I'm sorry. A
You-
breakfast.
You said the boy was coming back, or what happened?
Oh, he's around here somewhere.
He's a
Probably
real loner badass. You don't want to.
getting into stuff.
Say no more. I know that my children were excited to have a companion, so they are still recuperating
I don't
from.
know if that kid was the best companion.
Well, he seemed nice.
He seemed to have a deep hole.
I don't want to talk about the kid's deep hole. So
Fair enough.
you are strange folk.
I think
You know this?
Rowan kind of side eyes periwimple earache and is like, yes, it's not exactly in good taste for a man such as yourself to be saying such things.
He's just a nice, strong, supple boy.
Okay.
Handsome boy.
Well,
Stripping.
and everything was fine. Your bath was good?
Esquivel just like walks out of the conversation. Just like, nope. I'm kidding. Any more close?
Okay. Well, I'll give you a scone to take with. We have a nectarine scone.
Oh, excellent.
If I
Sure.
don't know what what having all this damage to your inn come upon you, and then on top of that to have your savings sort of taken away. I don't know if this could help at all, but I feel terrible. You've been so kind. I want to just offer them like 5 or 10 gold pieces.
That's lovely. Tell you what, when you have achieved what you want to achieve in Vallaki, or at least find yourself another home here, we can settle up. How about that?
Very well.
And one day, it may not be today, but I will call upon you to do me a favor. And you will not be able to refuse this favor.
I think I'd rather just pay the.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I'll see to our famished visitor, and see you later in the day.
We shall see.
Indeed. So, where to
To
next?
the hunting lodge.
Soldar, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to meet him at the west gate.
Oh, okay.
Right.
No other business in town.
And so in character that I wrote, let's meet Soldar with an A.
Method.
You got meat on the brain. Meat on the brain. So, you head over to. Let's get a Vij. Head over to the west gate of town.
Cool.
And out there is Soldar. What are all of your passive perceptions? Remind me, please.
10.
16.
17.
11.
Okay. Father Esquivel. As you exit the town, you notice something.
Okay.
You see
It
there
says your fly is open.
Soldar stands at the west gate as promised, observing the woods around you, and says, "Top of the morning."
Good morning.
No questions as we begin?
Well, suppose if something is important, then you'll tell us, won't you?
Yes.
Um,
Very well.
I announced very quietly, don't look in that direction, but I believe that someone is already watching us from the south in the trees.
Soldar turns. It appears so. I see. He looks again. Man. Middle-aged. Dark skin.
Knowing you know, right?
I do not know. My guess is Vistani.
Well, I don't suppose there's doesn't seem like there's any danger yet. I think we should begin, not lose too much time.
As I say, the journey is 4 hours to Heartleap's tower. It is now. He looks up. Still early morning. We should arrive before midday. You will have maybe 2 hours to explore the tower before we must depart.
Sounds perfect.
Rowan, roll a perception check as you walk along the road.
That's not unusual. Ooh. 25.
That's a hell of a perception roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
You notice occasionally a humanoid figure, looks to be of medium height, keeping up with you and observing but not coming closely from the woods. It looks... So Zoldar notices you noticing and watching. He says, I see him too.
It looks like he's still with us.
So far, yes. About 40 minutes later, 2 miles or so, the path narrows, and it's flanked by these dense, towering trees on either side of the Svalich Road, similar to the ones you've seen before. Up ahead, you can see this old wooden bridge come into view. It looks quite worn. The planks, which are spanning the river, look a little creaky, but it's not like it's a footbridge 3 feet over this river, so it's not a situation that you're afraid of, but it does look rather rickety. You can see this river tumbling in these smooth stones of the riverbed that on either side are bordered by these gnarled, thorny-looking bushes and trees. Zoldar urges you across the bridge. He walks across himself, and your boots echo on the wood. So to the north, you can see this river meander upstream, coming, you assume, to Lake Zarovich eventually, the lake by which you found Zoldar's cabin initially. But it vanishes around a curve. You can't quite follow it there. To the south, it winds ribbon-like between these banks and gradually vanishes into the mist all around you. About halfway across the bridge, Father Esquivel, once again, with your epic perception, you notice something a bit odd. There's a small scrap of white material fluttering on the surface of the far side of the river. It's caught on like a tree root a few yards downstream.
Am I close enough to be able to, like, try to identify it in some way? Like, suss out what it is? Or is it,
Not really from there.
I would call everyone's, I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna go check it out. I'll get closer to it.
Okay, so I assume you give people, like, a warning?
Yeah. I'm gonna go look at the thing.
Yeah.
Is that...
Have
That's
fun
right.
with that.
That sounds promising.
Okay. So, in so doing, you see that it's like a piece of fabric. A small, now soaked white handkerchief, and it's monogrammed in a rustic fashion, you would say, with the initials RVR.
RVR. Think back to the we recovered at some point I believe like some kind of guide or bestiary or something about vampires or werewolves or both.
Oh yeah.
Van Richten?
Vampires. Vampire spawn it was.
But
Rick Van Richten.
Do you think Rictavio is related to this Van Richten guy? That'd be strange.
It did also cross my mind. I was like, Rick T. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would show it to the rest of everyone, but not you know, I don't know what else. He might have either been going this direction or have come from this direction.
Any reactions to the handkerchief from anyone?
I think we'll definitely want to hold on to that.
So, just a few hundred paces beyond this bridge, you come to an intersection. And it's almost a perfect X, with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. It's pretty desolate, interestingly enough. Oddly scattered in this intersection are these little dead saplings. They're kind of like blackened and gnarled. And they lean at strange angles. And then others are sort of stubbornly upright. And these twig-like structures are disquieting in some way in this almost windless air around you.
Does it look like something that nature caused, or does it look unnatural?
Rowan might know.
Can I
roll a nature check.
about it? Oh my god.
Lady Lon kind of, gets her dart prepared.
Ooh, I can't read these dice. They're pretty, but I can't read them. That's perception.
17.
They look to be at least placed unnaturally. Also unnatural are these pair of scarecrows that seem to have been mounted along two separate trees on either side of rough straw and these weathered cloth that are on these twisted and low-hanging branches of the trees. You can't help but stare for a bit into their sackcloth eyes, and you can see these black raven's feathers kind of poking out from their bodies.
Wait, what happened to our friend? Didn't we have a
Soldar.
Blue?
Oh, Blue. Blue's not around.
We just haven't seen him in a long time.
Blue met up with some buds at the Blue Water Inn, and there's a lot of ravens at the Blue Water Inn. So Blue might be among them. Soldar elbows you once again and says, these things they're new, and I'm a little uneasy.
Yeah, I don't see any crops around here.
I have heard of scarecrows walking.
That's not something they're supposed to do.
Is there any way for us to proceed without, getting close to them at all?
You can go around. The lower half of this signpost thrusts upward, and the top half is kind of seems to have been broken off, and it's kind of lying in the grass. But Zoldar knows where to go, and he says, "You would like to avoid the intersection."
Can I have a look at that handkerchief? I'm gonna attempt to manifest the ability read object.
Okay.
So let's see how that goes.
Can you read the object that ability is described on?
I would
to
love
me?
to.
Okay.
Read
I know we've done this before with. This is how we kind of figured out where the bones of Saint Andrel were.
Yeah. You touch an object if it manifests. I have to try to manifest.
Yeah.
You touch an object and gain the following information regarding it. You receive a mental image of the last creature to hold the object.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be him, I guess. You see and hear any events that have occurred within 20 feet of the object within the last 8 hours. Perceiving those events from the object's perspective.
Okay.
So, might be nothing. And I fail to manifest it, and I take on 2 strain.
Oh no.
Oh wait, 1 strain. It's a second order, and I only rolled 1, so I take on.
Okay, and what is the one?
Wait,
what
wait.
kind of strain?
This is the first time that I've rolled a 1, so I want to make sure that I am being correct about this, and I'm sorry that it's gonna take a second. Shit. Okay. Oh no.
You should explain what your reference.
When I try to manifest a power, a psionic power, I have to, if it's first or second order, those are the only ones I can do right now. I have to roll above the order of the spell. Or the same. So if I had rolled a 2, I would manifest the ability and take on a strain. Since I have rolled a 1, I want to say that I have to take on 2, but that is the part that I need to double check because I have never.
You've been just so lucky. You've been just so lucky.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yep. Oh, okay, I found it. Okay. Every power of second order of higher has a manifestation score equal to its power. So the order is score is 2. A power's manifestation score increases by 1 for every other power you're concentrating. That doesn't matter much right now. If a roll is higher than the score, you manifest the power. If it's equal, you manifest the power, gain 1 strain.
Okay.
If it's lower than the power, you manifest the power, then gain strain.
Okay. So it's.
I thought I could fail. Apparently, so I do manifest it, but I gain 2 strain.
Okay. So your head doesn't explode. So.
And I'm gonna take on. Yeah.
And what does 2 strain at one time look like for?
I can take on body strain, mind strain, or soul strain, and I get to choose what to do for each. So I'm gonna take on.
I was gonna say head explodes.
I'm gonna take on 2 of.
That's what Cassie was
the
thinking.
soul strain, which means 1 level of strain gives me disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks.
Okay, but you have 2.
Yes, and the second one that I'm taking on actually has no effect. For every one.
Okay.
If the second one has no effect. So if you're taking 2, you should take from the same.
So the third will.
The third is disadvantage on death saving.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you hold this handkerchief and you get sad? What is soul strain?
No. I think I'm confused. I mean, I'm wisdom and charisma checks.
Yeah.
So I can't connect with. I don't really get what's going on as well.
So yeah, you sort of are lost in space a little bit.
Yeah.
But as a result of that, you're able
just
to
a
better
little
connect.
more autistic than normal.
Yes. But you're able to better connect with this object.
Autism intensifies.
Which you hold and you start to sort of rub this handkerchief. And over the last 8 hours, you're sort of scanning through. What you see is a lot of regular river rolling around.
Cassie's really on a roll here with the jokes. Like Soul Train with an extra S. It's a good one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that is good. Soul Train is just like Soul Train.
You guys are. You see yourselves walking past the handkerchief. And you also see right before that this figure that had been watching you, and it looks like it's Erigel, the brother of Luvash, who is the father of Arabelle.
I thought for sure you were just gonna say we only saw ourselves, and then one
You're
thing
just
about
looking at you.
one thing about this is it does not say how long that takes. I mean, I guess it takes an action.
Yeah. I think
So.
it's
I'm
quickly.
experiencing 8 hours
Yeah.
Wait, so
in 6 seconds.
this is we see Aragol, who was Arabelle's father, or is Arabelle's father, or is the brother of Arabelle's father?
Arabelle's uncle, but you met him.
Okay.
He was the one who was sort of tempering Luvash's anger.
Luvash's brother.
Luvash's brother. He was sort of younger and maybe more composed.
So I grabbed the thing, and I just like eyes roll back into my head for like a brief second, and then I'm just like, it's Aragol, that guy, the brother of Luvash, and I don't explain. I just do that. He's following us.
Oh, okay. But this isn't his.
I don't know.
Oh.
Wait, yeah. Did he interact with that, or is he just there?
You just
I
saw.
just got a better look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they might be wondering if we're making any progress. It's finding Arabelle.
Well, I think quietly, Rowan would say to everyone, be kind of strange for them to follow us just to make sure we're making good on our word. I'm concerned about...
Especially after we told him it would take a minute, right?
I'm concerned about other motives that... I don't know about the Vistani, but maybe this individual has.
Then again, if he wants to find Arabelle, then maybe he should just get out of the shadows and join us.
No response from the shadows. You're like skirting the crossroads at this point?
Yeah.
So Soldar says, hold. And he points you. You're now about 100 paces away from the crossroads. And he points to the crossroads, and you watch closely. One of the scarecrows is like... and sort of unadheres itself from the tree and goes over to one of these piles of sticks and says... And the piles of sticks skitter quickly across the ground and move into another position. Then the scarecrow goes to a different tree, and you can see him climb up and adhere himself again backwards, and removes a nail from the pocket of this threadbare shirt that he has, and starts to shove it into his chest, and takes another nail and shoves it into his head, and another into his stomach, another into his arm, his other arm, and is now just a scarecrow again.
There's a lot that I don't know about crop rotating, I guess.
Very strange.
I shudder to think what the Catholic Church should have to say about that, eh, Father?
I don't know that they've really gotten around to those kind of catechisms yet. It's an unexplored area in theology, I think.
Cool.
The next 3 hours of walking are actually somewhat pleasant. And you walk along this, you join back up with the Svalich Road, which at this point goes from this somewhat paved flagstone affair to just a wide dirt trail. And the path through the woods seems a little more claustrophobic, a little more treacherous. The light, what little there is from the late morning sky, almost can't reach you at all from here, to the point where you all of a sudden feel like you might need to light torches, but then small streaks of light peek a bit through the branches. It's also getting noticeably colder, although it doesn't seem like you're climbing in elevation. Soldar says almost nothing unless prompted, by the way, but you see him turning every once in a while to the sides. Eventually, you come to a cold mountain lake, smaller than Lake Zarovich, but still considerable in size. There's misty woods on the one side, the side from which you're approaching, and rocky bluffs on the other side, and this very thick fog creeping across the dark and placid waters themselves. The trail ends at what you assume to be a man-made, or unnatural at least, causeway that stretches about 100 yards across the lake to this flat, very marshy island. And on that island is, actually, we can look at that too, a stone tower.
Nice.
It's old and decrepit. There's a collapsing, or rickety looking at least, scaffolding clinging to one side where this large gash has split the wall. Statues of winged creatures are sitting on the kind of middle tier carvings from the tower, and these buttresses that support the walls jut out. That's where the creatures are. Now, parked near the base of the tower, close enough to the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon. It looks to be pretty mud-spattered. And Soldar says,
Here we are. 2 hours.
Is that wagon normally there?
I do not come here enough, but to know, but it was not here last time.
Are the lights in the image, like is that true? Like, are there lights on in the tower?
yes.
I would definitely want to take a closer look at the wagon. Look at, things around it, try to see how long it's been there.
Okay. You approach the wagon. It's about 30 feet from the door to the tower. Under layers of mud, this wagon has a nice fresh coat of purple paint, and the wheels have a very fancy gold trim.
Does it look like a Vistani wagon?
Yes. From each corner, there is a brass lantern hanging, and wait a minute. Oh, yes.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hello.
Turn it sideways so the people can see it.
Well, that's only you guys can see.
Oh, I see.
But I think they'll see it soon enough.
Ooh.
There's red drapes across this tombstone-shaped window on each side. On the back is a very large steel padlock. And there are 3 wooden handwritten signs kind of haphazardly arranged on the back. They say, in order from top to bottom, keep out, home and property of Esmeralda de Avenir, and trespassers will be immediately incinerated. Beneath the warning on the 3rd sign, there's a frowny face with crossed out eyes and a flame around it.
That's how you can tell she's serious.
Do our guides know this name?
Doesn't mean anything to me.
He says, and turns back around, staring at the woods. He's not interested in this tower.
It seems odd to see one of these wagons off on their own.
Yeah.
Well, we should be looking for this person. Maybe they're here as well.
I'd say that's a safe bet.
Yeah, I say we head to the tower.
I'm gonna move, walk wide around the wagon as well. The whole incineration thing kind of.
Yeah, I don't think
Makes
we
me
should
think-
open those doors or, try messing about with that lock. Not keen.
It almost
to
seems
do
like
it.
an invitation, doesn't it?
Like they're hoping to incinerate people almost, yeah.
Everyone walks wide.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Okay. Does anyone approach the wagon, do anything else with the wagon, or are you like, wagon, bye-bye? Bye-bye.
Not in the business of making enemies where we don't need to.
You know what? In another situation, I would do a read object on it, but I'm like, what's going on?
Are the you described tombstone shaped windows with red curtains in them? Does that mean those windows are like they're open portals with the curtains drawn, or is there like
curtains drawn
glass
from the
or-
inside?
Are we finally gonna meet a hot Latina goth?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Is there?
I have no idea.
Is there? Are there like horses or pack animals or anything on the wagon?
Not at the moment.
Interesting. Are there, like, hoof marks?
Roll a survival check.
And yeah, can we tell like what the mud?
Now
is?
you're asking me questions about the wagon.
Can we tell?
9.
You.
I'm gonna roll survival too.
I don't even. It doesn't matter what you asked. You don't know anything about this wagon.
Okay.
No, I definitely don't know anything.
So, first of all, if you get close enough, you can smell a little bit of sulfur.
Okay.
And it's obvious to you that the grass around the wagon seems to have been tramped down by many feet. What else were you looking into?
Oh, like how
Nick.
recently the wagon was left here. Like, is the mud that it is in? Like, can we tell from the way it's left tracks in the mud whether or not this was like within the last couple hours, within the last week?
You also roll a survival check. Bonk.
8.
Boink, rather.
What if you rolled so bad you died?
Yeah. You
Check
definitely
out footprints.
see.
Just, like, slipped in the mud.
So between all of you guys, one thing you can tell is that these tracks aren't necessarily like human tracks. They look small. Can't tell more than that. Soldar sees you looking.
Looking at all these wolf tracks.
God, God, we were really bad at survival if we couldn't see a dragon go, looks like, kind of like a dog.
Looks fresh. And unsolicited observation. The wagon has been here no more than 2 days.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
You also see that it's very obvious from the ruts in the mud. This is not the only wagon that has been here recently. A second set of tracks is nearby, and it goes from the woods that you... Basically, it follows the path that you came on.
I guess I'll start walking.
And Soldar says,
I see this too. You must already have noticed that this is no more than 3 or 4 days old. These second tracks here.
When did Rictavio get it to Wallachia? Probably about as long as we've been there, which is about 3 days.
so you were told that he got there the day before you did. Yeah, so 4 days ago.
Interesting.
He just happens to have a wagon that is locked all the time.
You are ruminating on this and notice that you're sort of following the tracks with Soldar, and you see a little hollow very in a earlier part of the woods off the road. There's bright yellow and white paint kind of splattered on the ground here. Again, not too old. This paint looks the same as the shade of yellow on Rictavio's wagon, parked in Arisek Stockyard in Valaki.
Seems as
Never trust a man with a van who's traveling by himself.
Or a hat like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Also, that mustache is...
it's no harm.
might as well be a
Suspicious.
suspect.
So, are we heading to this tower?
Yeah,
How
we
are
got
doing
2
on
hours.
Time.
Yeah, I think we should head
In
Oh, in
terms
this-
of the evening.
Oh, in terms of this evening, yes, it is past 10:30.
Well,
Well, I think we should head
As
to
you-
the tower, and then obviously
Yes.
the
And then-
tower will be.
as you head to the tower,
So no. Oh.
okay, here let's
Whoa.
set this up here.
Did you hand draw this?
It's kind of insulting that you would ask that, actually. Hold on. Wait, some of it just disappeared. Hold on. What the hell just happened here?
We just, one comes up, it's just stick figures.
Why did that happen?
It's
So
all
this
of us
is
with
the
names
tower.
listed, and we're all giving big thumbs up to like a stick figure Eugene.
Yeah.
Saying, good job, Eugene.
Wait, you just saw there was more stuff here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It looks like you're zoomed in.
It was there.
Whoa!
Oh, shit! You gotta, some camera has to see this.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Damn, dude, that's awesome.
Okay, hold on. No. Why does this look so stupid? Come on.
It's not doing what you're doing.
I know. No, it's just dumb that it's,
The topography is gone.
I know, all the fun stuff that I had there.
Well, the bricks look really nice.
They do.
Hand painted each
That's
dang brick.
fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on though.
That
I wanna-
really is crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We gotta see more of this map. Why has all this stuff disappeared from it?
Roll an insight check.
It's not funny, Alicia. Why can't I see this map? Where's all my stuff? Oh wait. Hold on.
Or you gotta get the wagon.
Yeah, that fucking thing's got a wagon. That tower got a real
Yeah.
wagon.
I'm taking that wagon
Geography.
into the tower.
Okay, I'll figure out how this will look more like an island, but I promise you, you saw it earlier, it looked awesome.
Flat Marshy Island.
It was cool.
Flat Marshy Island. So, in front of you, you see a tower door with no visible handles or hinges. In the middle of the door is this large embossed blank red seal, and carved into the lintel above the door is the word Hartlieb. And this is what the door looks like.
Oh.
Wait, didn't we see something like that?
Yeah, the ring.
Oh wait,
Yes.
will you turn the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The ring.
Is that what the ring looks like?
It has some
Or-
same
or- oh, it's on there.
symbols.
Let me see.
Okay, there we go.
And they said that those were symbols
Invocation.
for...
Evocation?
One of them was evocation, I forget what the other one was.
Necromancy.
Oh, right.
Right,
Each of them
yes. Schools of magic.
were... Alright, so that looks like the door opening pattern to me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give it a try?
I mean...
What, like touch them in order? Or drag your
Yeah.
finger on them? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I
So
let him do it.
it's only when you get within about 5 feet of the door that those. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot a most important part.
Shut the fuck up. It's not gonna.
It's not that impressive, honestly, but.
Oh, shut up. That's cool.
No, but that's... Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lighting up on the top.
I like
You don't get
especially
to
that
say
we
it.
send
Trembling,
asked if
yeah.
the lights in the picture were
Lights.
accurate.
Mm-hmm. Ah, there you go. Very nice.
They're flickering, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like that you asked that because the lights are in fact flickering.
Well, I mean, it matters.
No, no.
Mm-hmm.
All positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treat the tower very differently depending on the answer. like,
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, the symbols on the door only appear when you approach these 8 fist-sized.
Oh, so this guy's
Symbols.
got a smart tower.
It's got one of those motion detector
Alexa,
lights.
turn off torches.
Wait, does Rowan have proficiency in Arcana?
For sure, I do.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you identify these symbols as symbols pertaining to the eight
Schools of magic.
written about schools of magic.
These symbols, they pertain to the 8 schools of, well, written about.
And you notice that they rotate sort of clockwise, but they stay in the same order.
Okay, so
Illusion, abjuration, necromancy, conjuration,
So-
divination, enchantment, transmutation, evocation.
we turn it
I am
so
very
that
modern.
the top one is in the order of the. I don't know where to start.
Well, if the order of them can't be changed, or
Wait,
Sure,
Alex,
is this
your
something-
face is fully obscured.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Honestly, that shit happens on actual plays all the time, and it's so
Yeah, not
funny.
like this
It's
fake
so
one.
Funny. Yeah, everybody has their own actual play. We have a fake play.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'll just stick my head out when I have something to say, and then I'll live in the tower.
So
It'll be kind of a fun thing.
oh, there's also I didn't bring it out, stupid, but there is scaffolding here leading up to that.
What? Shut the
I
fuck
can't
up.
picture
That's
it.
cool. That's cool. That's so cool.
I'll bring out the scaffolding next time. In case you want to make use of it if you can't get through this damn door.
Nice.
Which is
There's
likely
something-
because I don't know what's up with this puzzle.
There's something very
I hate puzzles.
poetic about
You try just weaving the ring
painting
around
small
in front of it.
versions of scaffolding that are to repair a
Yeah.
fake
Thing that
tower.
is-
Yes.
Broken on purpose.
Okay. Well, consider the puzzle until next week. And only until then. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Saying I have to